Cinema opened in 1910 and it was the first purpose-built cinema of its kind. There were cinemas before, but they had literally been converted theatres. So that makes us the oldest purpose-built cinema in the UK. In the 70s and 80s, there were a million cinemas closed down in Brighton. There used to be a cinema almost in every corner, and we survived all of that precisely because we weren't too big.
Well, in the 70s, there were like so many cinemas in Brighton. So Duke of York's was just, it was a bit like a flea pit then, and it was kind of quite shabby looking. Like the outside looked really tatty, you know. I mean, obviously it was opened in 1910, but it was just this old kind of crumbling building. But I think with the Duke of York's, because I think from the early 80s onwards, I'm not sure who took over then, but it was predominantly kind of like art house cinema, predominantly cult movies. So, and that, I mean, at that age, at 16, you know, that was the kind of thing that I was kind of into.
Being someone who's only been to the Duke of York cinema once, you immediately notice when you're going in that it's a very different cinema from all the big chain cinemas. It's different in the way that they connect with you on much more of a personal level.
Well, my name's Jimmy. I've been working in cinema now since 1980, so that's my 35th year this year. My role is technical manager, which basically means I'm in charge of all the technical aspects within the cinema. We still show 35mm film here, which is a proper projectionist role. You know, you have to make up, check film all by hand, you know, and splice it together and make sure that it runs through the projector okay. And it's a lot more manual and physical than the technical side, than the digital side, which is more mental really.
But the Duke of York's it's unique. I mean, other than it being, I don't know whether it's probably the oldest cinema in this country. So it's the building itself is unique, which is also adds to the appeal.
I think we were told when Cineworld was taken over that there wouldn't be any changes, but unfortunately there is.
And it was quite a surprise when it happened, but I can see that in some respects there's good and bad to it, because a lot of people are disappointed that we're now part of such a big chain. But on the other side of that, it means financially we are really buoyed in a way, in a world that is very uncertain.
Most friends that are also into movies and, you know, use the Dukes and the Dukes at Comedia, I think they do object to the fact that the programming has kind of the kind of balance between kind of mainstream product and kind of art house cinema can sometimes tip over.
When I went there as well, the film that I saw wasn't a film at all that I would have seen normally. And the fact that I did go to the Duke of York to see it and really enjoyed it shows that there are independent, lesser-known films that are very much worth watching, and it's only places like the Duke of York that show them.
I mean, we haven't had to lay off millions of staff at front of house level, or wages haven't been slashed, and you know, people aren't desperately miserable or anything like that. So on an operational level, you know, we still look the same and feel the same.
Fans of the cinema that come, because we do show, or have been showing a lot of foreign language films, you know, art films and stuff that wouldn't get screened anywhere else, or you know, outside of London probably, you know. And it's a shame that sometimes that does get put to one side just so we can have the likes of 50 Shades of Grey on for 2 weeks.